Hello and welcome to Ms. Ojo's Lit class. Today we will be focusing on building an online learning community. 10 essentials in 5 minutes. Okay, I'm having way too much fun. My Bitmoji is feeling how many of you may be feeling. Overwhelmed by the idea of online learning. But don't worry, I'm here to help. Today's information is sourced from ASCD, which stands for the Association for Supervision and Curriculum Development. This particular publication is entitled Successfully Taking Offline Classes Online by Caitlin R. Tucker. This link will be available in the description box below. Also make sure that you're following me on Instagram and Twitter at MissOjoLit.class. All right, let's get into it. Number 1, intentional relationships. According to the ASCD article, the transition to learning online presents an opportunity for teachers to make sure that everyone in the class community knows each other and forms relationships with their peers online that will make their interactions more respectful and rewarding. It is essential to create time and space for allowing students to get to know you and for them to get to know each other. Number 2, shared expectations. The article states the first step in establishing open, honest, and respectful communication in an online community is to clearly define the expectations for behavior. Teachers should ask their classes to think about and articulate the behaviors they believe will help them feel comfortable engaging with peers and sharing ideas. Teachers can ask the class to articulate these expectations on a shared digital document. This can look like students completing a questionnaire from a Google or Microsoft form and you sharing the data. It can also look like a collaboration board on Nearpod, or even just a Google document. Number 3, internalize expectations. The document mentions that once a clear guide has been established, teachers can pose questions about what consequences are appropriate when the expectations for online communication have been violated. Students are more likely to internalize these expectations and think about what they say and do online. Ultimately, allow students to have voices and make sure they feel like their voices are heard. Number 4, this is not a traditional classroom. This is a big one for me. This takes a lot of change and adaptability, and teachers, we are going through it, and I'm proud of us. The text reminds us that students who are isolated at home because of school closures and social distancing mandates are juggling a lot mentally and emotionally. They are negotiating a shared space with their family. They may be sharing devices and limited bandwidth with parents and siblings. They may also be dealing with fear and anxiety about the current health crisis. And knowing the students that we serve, they could be battling with way more than that. Number 5, strong social presence. The author shares that research has established that higher levels of perceived social presence in an online course yield higher levels of interaction, engagement, and satisfaction with that course. This suggests that the investment teachers make in building a cohesive online community with a strong social presence will pay dividends. For me, this really goes back to expectations. It's being clear about who you are and how you are online. Number 6, engaging discussions. If you click on the document and scroll down, you'll see figure 1. It is an example of a great discussion question, an icebreaker question. The question is, if you could have any superpower, which one would you choose and why? It is important for us to prepare engaging discussion questions so that we can ignite excitement, new ideas, and meaningful discourse. Number 7, plan and pace. The author emphasizes this point by saying, teachers must break up the learning activities into smaller parts and give students time to self-pace through those activities. Plan a week at a time and post all the videos, articles, podcasts, online discussion questions, and assignments that students will need at the start of the week. When teachers post the week's work, they should clearly identify the learning objectives for the week, due dates for specific tasks, and times when the teacher will be available for office hours via video conferencing tools like Google Meet or Zoom. This approach allows learners the luxury of completing tasks at a time and pace that works for them. While you'll be distributing assignments weekly, you would still check in and have class with students each day going over the learning objectives. Number 8, building blocks of an online lesson. If you look in the document and see figure 2, there is a chart that really breaks down direct instruction, discussion, collaborative group work, and others. Number 9, Know your instructional model. The article references using the 5 E's instructional model: engage, explore, explain, elaborate, and evaluate. But you may not use that every day. You may still use gradual release. So know your instructional model. Number 10, student-centered. The article concludes by stating that we must prioritize student-centered learning by developing online communities and designing lessons that leverage technology tools and instructional models that actively engage students in each part of the learning process. Figure 2 of this document definitely goes into online tools like Quizizz, Kahoot, Khan Academy, Zoom. The list is endless. I hope this was helpful to get you started on building a strong online learning community.